What's up, guys? I hope you all are doing well. I know it's been a while. Honestly, I had planned to do one of these like every week, truth be told. And I kind of got not discouraged, but I just was like overwhelmed with a ton of things that I was needing to do. And I couldn't like keep everything in track and in order. And so I had one recorded and I was going to post it. And when I went back and was editing it, like to put music and stuff over it, I was like, you know what? I don't really like this anymore. So I changed my tune a little bit. So I'm drinking some coffee. My cup says morning sunshine. It's not morning. It's definitely like 7 o'clock um, on a weeknight, but that's okay. I hope you all are doing well. And honestly, over the past couple of weeks, the views on this has been crazy. I did go back and check a couple of days ago just to, I don't know, I was just curious. Somebody asked me, have you seen how many views? And I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing, really. So I went back and looked. So yeah. Um, this isn't really going to be part three. That's not where my heart is tonight about like sharing. So this isn't going to be like part three of my life story. I might have a little bit in there. But I have done really good with something, and I'm very proud of myself. And honestly, if you've done something and you're proud of yourself, you should own it. Take credit for that. Since the beginning of this year, I bought a journal and I said, Kirsten, you need to write in here every day. You need to write a verse of the day that is going to be on repeat, like in your mind all day. A friend of mine, he gave me a wristband that says Jesus is Lord. And when you hold your phone up to it, it gives you a verse of the day. Sometimes I go based on that verse of the day, but other times I just, you know, read my Bible. And if there's a verse that, okay, Livy, if there's a verse that like speaks to me, then, um, yeah, I kind of pick that verse and write it down. This one, today is not February 2nd, but I really loved February 2nd. And I want to kind of talk about that today. My eyeball's itching, so sorry. But the verse of that day was there is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the sun. And that is found in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. My quote was, do not let your tongue mention someone's faults. You are also full of faults, and others have tongues too. And what that meant to me was, hey, I'm not the only one with problems. There are other people's problems, but it is way easier for me to pick out somebody else's problems versus to say, Kirsten, look in the mirror and pick out your own problems. You are not without fault. You are not without blame. Like you have issues too. You before you jump on somebody else, realize that if you do that, they have tongues too and they can speak bad about you. I've always been a firm believer that what goes around comes around. I've heard different things like based on honestly, I'll just give you a brief little testimony. Like when God says, back up and let me handle things, he means it. I have seen time and time again people that I used to know in my past, that family, that friendship, that relationship, whatever. As long as you step back and let God just handle it, and you're like, okay, I'm completely removing myself from the situation and I can't do anything about it. Once you do that, honestly, God just like takes control over it. And you just step back and you're just like, it's like you're watching in like slow motion. It's incredible. Um, just to know that God has your back. I was struggling, not necessarily with like depressing thoughts or anything like that, but just I was really struggling with like friendships, relationships. Hold on, I need to let my dog out. Okay, where was I? I was struggling with just feeling very alone. Honestly, in my church culture, in my age group, there are not a lot of women out there that have been through divorce. There are not a lot of women out there that have been through divorce, through domestic violence related to a pastoral family. There are not a lot of women out there that are in my shoes. Our church does a poor, like not just our church, like when I say our church, I'm talking about Pentecostal Apostolic movement as a whole, does a very poor job with letting people that make mistakes or that don't fit in our little box. Like, you feel so stinking alone. You feel so stinking scared. You don't know, like, I'm almost 30. Am I ever going to meet somebody that, like, everything that I've been through, all the struggles that I've been through, everything that was taught to me, am I ever going to find somebody out there that's going to be strong enough to handle me? Do I have to completely, like, honestly, people change, people go through things and they're never the same again. After experiencing what I've experienced, I am never going to be the same. I will never be Kirsten of 5 years ago. I will never be Kirsten of 10 years ago. That part of me is dead completely. And it's I can't do anything about it. We grow, we're ever changing. But our church as a whole, we do a poor job with letting people that are different in. To be honest with you, I thought I was going to move back. Like, the situation was crazy. I didn't know I was going to come back. Like, I literally, that person that I was married to went to prison, and I had, like, my family came and got me like 2 days later. It was like, I didn't know. There was no planning. There was nothing. But when I came back, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm so grateful to have my church family that I grew up with, people that knew me, know me, and love me, wrap me in their arms, want to hang out with me, want to go get coffee with me, want to go shopping with me, want to, like, take me in, and I'm going to have friends again. Because I've spent 5 years of my life in this situation where I could have friends, but I couldn't have friends that were in the world. I couldn't have them over the house. I couldn't really connect with people in the church because pastoral family is different than saint family. So don't get too close, type of weird vibes, whatever. But, like, I was so excited. I was looking forward to having that kind of, like, relationship and in my life again. I got here and I was like, I was really scared. I, to be honest with you, I mean, my walls were up. It was hard for anybody to, like, I didn't necessarily want to pretend like, ooh, everything's fine and dandy, it's all great up in here, like, I'm back. This is so fun. Like, no, I wanted people to ask questions. I wanted people to be like, to want to show interest in me as a person. It never happened. Um, like, I had my sister for a little while, my little sister. She's married now. So that relationship is gone. Um, there was a failed relationship in the middle of all that. That was gone. And I truly, like, I was just like, God, what in the, like, I've never been mad at God, but I've been frustrated because I'm like, what in the world? You you like moved me across the country, put me in the worst situation I've ever even heard of and dreamed about for 5 years. I moved back to where your people are supposed to be. This is where I was born and raised. Like, what? And I'm still feeling this way. I don't get it and I don't understand it. Help me understand. A prophetic word from God was sent to me in the form of a evangelist that came, or he's a pastor that came, and I was literally frustrated. I talked to Kara, my little sister, the day before, and um, I was just kind of telling her what I was struggling with. I'm like, this is where I'm at, and I have friends that aren't in the church, but they're showing me way more wanting to be involved in my life than anybody here. They're asking me to go to their house for dinner. They're asking me to go hang out with their family on a weekend. They're wanting to go like hunting with me. They're wanting to go shopping with me on a Saturday. They're wanting to go grab coffee. Like, so the church is supposed to be the love of God. That's the example that we're supposed to be to people. And I kept hearing, like, maybe you're supposed to be that for somebody else. And I'm like, God, I'm not strong enough to be that for somebody else. Honestly, like, I can't pour out of an empty cup. I need my cup filled. And I was telling my sister, I was just like, nobody here is like this. And that's nobody's fault. Like, I mean, this is just the honest situation. I'm not putting anybody under the bus. Whatever. I don't care. If you think that, then you have a victim mentality and you need help. But honestly, I was just like, Kara, this is how I feel. Like, and I can't change the way I feel. I'm just gonna have to have God help me change it. And the very next day, we had midweek service, and that he came to me and said a lot of things. Like, this person does not know me at all, doesn't know me at all. And literally from the mouth of God spoke through, like, the mouth of God spoke through him to me. And this has only happened twice in my entire life. But the gist of it, I mean, a lot of it was personal, and I will keep that to myself. But the gist of it was Kirsten, like, basically, like, no, you're not alone. You are not alone. People are here to love you. You have not gone too far. Like, this is where God wants to take you. The bridge that brought you back here to this city was built to grow you, not to have somebody put a hindrance on that and to question your value and to question the things that you are doing. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is like, I just like left a toxic relationship that literally all they wanted to do was question me and why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? But why? And I'm just like, I don't know. There's not a reason for everything that I do, to be honest with you. I mean, chill. Like, sometimes if I want to drink coffee black, then I can drink it black. If I want cream in it, I can have cream in it, and there's no value. There's no reason. Like, little stupid stuff like that. Um, not not really coffee. Is use your imagination there and go figure on everything. If I want to wear this shirt, I can wear this shirt. If I want to fix my hair this way, I can fix my hair this way. If I want to wear that skirt, I can wear the skirt. But honestly, like, just know, going back to this, there's a time and season for everything. And a lot of things and a lot of questions that you may have as a going through your life, you don't know why things happen the way that they did. You don't understand why they happened the way that they did, or why people hurt you and did things to you. You don't know. Just take a pause and say, okay, God, before I sit here and critique this person or critique this family or critique this wrongdoing, know that I'm not perfect as well. Um, because God's writing all of our stories. He he is the author and the finisher. What that means is he's writing it throughout. We may think we have a little bit of hearsay and like what we control over the situation. We don't. God's plan for our lives, honestly, it's his. And there's nothing we can change about that. Um, my next session is going to be on, I was debating in my mind to even start the conversation about what I wanted my next session to be about. Um, but going back, I can't change what I thought or assumed I was going to get. Friendships, relationships, people hurt people, and that's just life. We feel things because we're human. We, and I'm very careful with saying this, but be careful who you surround yourself with in any aspect of life, whether it's at church, whether it's at work, whether it's friendships. If you're around a victim mentality, you're going to constantly have that in your brain as well. Um, it's just really, it's funny getting to know people and trying to be emotionally intelligent in order to handle the situation. Like my brain is constantly on overload. I will have a conversation with somebody will say something, and I'm not listening to listen. My brain is listening to pick up on okay, why is this person saying this? Is this person speaking from a point of love, or is this person speaking from a point of hurt? Why does this person feel the way that they do? And then if I know them, I'm like going back and like, is their mom is this way, their dad is this way, so that makes sense of why they react this way. Okay. And then it like all makes sense in my head. It's crazy. But basically I just want this session to be kind of, because I didn't want to do a part 3, honestly, because my mental health is not in the place or setting to be talking about that right now. After some events that's happened. But really, I guess this whole message of this is there's a time and a place for everything. Um, and I guess I'm just struggling. That's what I'm letting you know. I've had people look at me and be like, "You're so strong," and I'm just like, if you could see me at night, if you could see me on a Saturday during the day, like when I'm so depressed I can't even get out of the bed, when my heart hurts so bad that I cry myself to sleep, when like people are hurting, people that think and look like they have it all together, we don't. And my biggest goal for this year is I need to be more honest with people. People ask, "How are you?" And we're like, "Oh Lord, I'm so good. How are you?" It's fake girl crap. Like, just chill, just stop. We're all struggling. We're all broken. We all have things that we need to fix in our lives. People are going to assume a bunch of stuff. They're going to assume that they know you based on things that you like. They're going to assume that they know you based on pictures that you post. They're going to assume that they know you based on, they think that they are the smartest person in church. They're the smartest person at work. Let people just be people. Like in reality, I am so, it's funny. I try to hide myself so much, but it's great. Like it's one of my biggest funniest things in the world is to put stuff out there like on social media or just whatever. I'm like, I don't even care anymore. Like if that's what you think, that shows more about what you assume my life is like or assume what I am than I actually am, because it's just funny. Anyways, that's just a whole different rabbit trail I could go down. But people hurt people, and I'm just here to say, if you're hurting right now, if you're struggling right now, if you don't like people right now, it's okay. Welcome to the club. I ran out of a church service the other day because that was the stupidest thing. I'm already like I said, I'm already feeling alone. I'm already feeling like I don't have friends. I'm already feeling like I don't have a place anywhere in life. And I'm just like, God, just one more thing is going to throw me over the edge. One more thing, one more situation. Like, please do not let me get hurt again. Because one more whatever is going to, like, I'm going to pop a lid. And I got into the service a little later than usual. And this is real dumb. Like, believe me, I've heard it. Like, my pastor has said, we have people leave the church over somebody still in their parking lot spot, seat, whatever. But like, you have to understand the week that I had been through. And I got to church and somebody was sitting in my seat. Totally fine. I don't care. Like that seat does not have my name on it. I sit in that seat for a very specific reason. It's one of the only seats that I can just, if something were to happen in that church based on my past, I can get right out of that seat and run out that door and run outside, and I would be the first person outside. That's why I sit there. But so, somebody was sitting there and I came in. I was like, okay, cool. I don't really talk to anybody here. I don't really have any friends here. I'm gonna go sit by my dad. I went and sat by my dad. Church service started, and like I forget what song they were singing, but my emotions were so like, why would they do that? Did they mean to hurt me? Like, do I not? I really don't have any friends here. Okay, I really don't have any friends. I just have my dad. I don't have people that care about me. I don't. Nobody's come up to me and said hi. This is it. Like, I haven't seen anybody in a week. Like, what? And I'm just like, all these emotions are going through my head. I get up, like, I stand up to participate in the worship service, and my my emotions went on a roller coaster. I like ran out of the church sobbing, and I'm like, Kirsten, get a grip of yourself. Like, I'm thinking, like, to myself the whole way to the restroom. I'm like, oh my word, you need to like get some, if like grip underneath you. Like, you need to touch grass. Like, what are you doing? I ran to the restroom. My sister ran in afterwards, and I just like melted for like a solid 15 minutes just sobbing. I couldn't stop crying the whole service. And it was because like my heart, like I was so hurt. Like, after everything that I had been feeling and the enemy had been telling me, like, you don't have a place here. You like, those people love you. Those people care about you. They may not have what you were grown up with and born into, but at least they care. At least they invite you to coffee. At least they invite you to go hang out. At least they invite you to go shopping. And I'm like sobbing in the restroom, crying the whole service. It was it was not a fun night. It was just phew, it was a lot. We're gonna be okay. As long as we continue to do this, we don't shut down, we don't like escalate things, we calm down, we focus on what matters, and we truly care and appreciate each other, we're gonna be fine. If nobody has told you today, you matter, you're worthy, you're beautiful, you're loved, or you're handsome. Apparently, my algorithms say over 80% of these views are like old men. I don't know. But just, you're great. We're going to be fine. We may not be fine this year. We may not be fine in 5 years. We may not be fine in 10 years. I don't know. We know nothing. We're in control of absolutely zero. We know nothing. But as long as we wake up every day, we make ourselves a coffee, we go out there, we do a big girl job, not at some little like we have girl, never mind. Whew, okay. That's going to be another session, but get a job, get a real job, get something that you can put on your resume and be proud of it. Okay, that's it. But anyways, I love everybody. I care about everybody and know that this comes, if you don't know me, know that this comes from a genuine place of me just wanting to make the world a better place. Know that this comes from tough love standpoint. If you are somebody that like tough love helps you, like I am, like me, don't give me that fruity little girl stuff. Like, no, just tell me straight. Just be like, this is what you need to do and this is how you need to do it. And I'm like, bam, thank you. This is what I need. This is the kind of like, don't give me the, well, I was wondering if, no, I can't stand that. But we're going to be fine. It's all going to be good. I hope you have a great week. And I'm like laughing because I choked. But I hope you have a great week. And we're going to be great. We're going to be cool. It's all going to be great. I don't know what else to tell you besides live your life. Do you. Make the world better. Learn something. Listen to a podcast. Touch grass. Don't cry through a service again. Yeah. So, anyways, I hope everybody has a great week. And I look forward to seeing you next session. Yes, I will make sure that these are on a regular occurrence. Thank you for everybody for your feedback on that. But yeah, see you later.